he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. So put that in Amplified Version, Classified, and this is the higher life. This is where it came from. Whosoever finds his what? Lower life will lose it. All right? The higher life will lose it. Whosoever finds his lower life will lose it. The higher life. And whosoever loses his lower life on my account will find what is called the higher life. So what this means is that you can live throughout on this earth a good life, or is the lower life. And you can live on this earth the higher life. Are you following what I'm saying? So you have the lower life, which you can continue living the lower life that has to do with the fulfillment of basic desires there and basic human needs. And then you can now go up and you can also find what is called the higher life, which is a life of purpose, all right, which is a life of prophetic accuracy, which is a life of destiny. And so particularly for a woman, in the cultural setting that you are in, it will take an extreme amount of wisdom to be as wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove to navigate in the context, the what? Higher life. I hope you take an extreme amount of wisdom to be as wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove to navigate in the context, the what? Higher life. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying here? Aha. Because not many people will be comfortable with you living the higher life. So, let me start. He's saying it's hard, but he says, your enemies for that higher life will be those of your household. And it's not because people have enmity just like that. But at subconscious levels, let me tell you this, and this is why you should be very wise with relationships and don't go into too many close friendships. Are you following what I'm saying? Dr. Lester Sumrall said if you have more than 3 very close friends, you are practicing spiritual prostitution. It's Lester Sumrall that said it, not me. Are you following what I'm saying here? He said, which means you have 3, your inner circle. Even Jesus that came, his inner circle was 3. All right? Because what is going to happen is that the more people you have around there, the more demands that are going to be made emotionally on you. The more the people are going to demand your presence in places. Are you following what I'm saying here? Because if you have 25 very close friends, then you might have to attend 25 birthdays. If you shoot to your higher life, and people see you have a higher life, there are people that subconsciously think you owe them. I was thinking about, no. Now, because women are emotional, there's a very powerful thing about being an emotional person, but it can be very negative. Because you can easily get yourself entangled in issues. So one day when church began to grow, and I know my dear Lord started 3 services. He was wearing a white tie, but I just entered the church. He said, follow me. Where's your office? Follow me. And I was trusting and naive. Do you get what I'm saying? Because we're going to get to it. You have to be compassionate but not naive. So the way he knew that, I knew that this man feels this boy is naive. Even the key to my office door was outside. So as he was coming in, just took it from outside, put it inside and locked it. Just looked around. He said, what's the checkbook doing here? My father, we pulled the drawer. I said, put it inside here. Then he told me. He said, no matter how much you pray, there's a people factor in life. How much you pray, there's a people factor in life. People have gotten killed because they got blessed. Sure, it's not too much what I'm saying. Just there. You know, when Jesus said, I'm going to the cross, which is necessary for you, Peter didn't fit with his own interest concerning Jesus. Because we are now becoming big boys. You say you want to die. We have just started. Do you get what I'm saying here? His own interest now is there. So people may project their interest on you without you knowing they're projecting interest and without them knowing that they actually have their own interest. If you have an organization, and I understood this, there's IQ, there's EQ, they'll say emotional intelligence, but there's power quotient. Power. And that's how witches and wizards emerge in an organization. White ones, so not the ones that go and do voodoo, but the ones that are projecting. Are you following what I'm saying here? I hope you know Peter said, when he was in prison and he said, God has delivered me from the hand of Herod and the expectation of the Jews. Which means you can have an expectation because you moved and you didn't carry them along that you will fail in that thing you are doing. From the hand of Herod and the expectation of the Jews. Which means you can have an expectation because you moved and you didn't carry them along that you will fail in that thing you are doing. That expectation is a law of gravity that pulls and increases your warfare. That's what he's saying, that a man's enemies. Are you following what I'm saying here? So if you know you are going far, just be withdrawing from some parties you go. Are you following this? I say, we're all together. Reduce all this, just greet people a few times on WhatsApp groups. So whatever you do, understand the principle. When life is in a seed, the shell around the seed protects that seed with the life inside. But when you plant that seed, the same shell that protected it is the shell that has to crack for that life to come out. Are you following what I'm saying here? So there's nobody that hasn't risen up that some people feel it was injustice that this. Are you following what I'm saying? So getting into that higher life is like a sword that is sent into your human relationships to bring the light balance in alignment with God. That's what he's saying. That if you don't love your loveless, your father, your mother, your this, he says you can't follow me. Are you following this? Because when he gives you the instruction and you feel that, I mean, today in ministry, there are things I can do because I have arranged myself in a way that whoever I invite to this place to speak, nobody's offended anywhere. So what causes warfare? All right? What causes the warfare is, what causes that warfare is to release your life to enter into the new. And that's what Peter, when he said he was going to the cross, Jesus had to say, Satan, get thee behind me. It's not that if Peter felt, this is not right. Are you following what I'm saying here? So people around you hold you for who you are to them, and at subconscious levels can seek to restrain you from entering into God's plan for your life. So that war must be processed right, so that it doesn't consume you. Rather, it builds character and wisdom for that assignment. Okay? Listen, and I will say some things. It's not you that should start the fight. If you are the one who is opposing people, and you will, and you have to correct it in yourself, do you understand what I'm saying? I know you say that you don't suffer from envy and this. Anybody that is not envious is because they corrected the envy. You hear what I'm talking here. If you've not corrected it, you are like that. And this. Anybody that is not envious is because they corrected the envy. You hear what I'm talking here. If you've not corrected it, you are like that. How did Lester Sumrall say it? He said, if giving hurts you, then keep giving until you are healed. If somebody's progress hurts you, start thanking God until you are healed. You are not the custodian of this universe. You met people here, and you will leave people here if Jesus tarries. No human being, hear what I'm saying, their breath came from you. Do you understand me? You are not the custodian of this universe. You met people here, and you will leave people here if Jesus tarries. No human being, hear what I'm saying, their breath came from you. Do you understand me? In fact, during that time, I called some people. I said, Oga, sit down. Let us check investments now. Who has invested more into my life, my father or you? I said, because if my father didn't send me to school, I won't be able to preach. And if I cannot preach, you will not come. I said, okay. Now, God forbid, if anything happens to this ministry and they write, Pastor Emade has been caught and he is now going to jail. I say, is it your name? Or is it my father's name that is affected? Are you understand? I say my father is not here, but he has more interest. Are you following what I'm saying here? And he has released me. Who art thou? Is it your name? Or is it my father's name that is affected? Are you understand? I say my father is not here, but he has more interest. Are you following what I'm saying here? And he has released me. Who art thou? Are you getting my point here? And that's what he wants to bring in balance into your relationship, which means get it right. And if you get it right, what happens is you create space for everybody to rise. I hope you understand what I mean by space, which means that in the spiritual atmosphere, there can be restriction. Are you following? You get what I'm saying spiritually? Or not, so long as the person interprets it as injustice, that person subconsciously turns against the progress of that organization so that it might be clear that what you did was what? Injustice. That didn't we tell them? What didn't want I telling you? Do you get what I'm saying? So as you are rearranging, there are some people that when you finish rearranging, you give them lump sum of money and say, go and fulfill your vision. I'm doing consultancy now. That you can go. It's time for you to move on. Are you following what I'm saying here? And the kind of money you give is the kind of money that the witch can't arise. Whatsoever Saul sent him, and he behaved himself wisely, and Saul set him over the men of war. And he was accepted in the... Now this Saul promoting him out of goodness. Now this Saul changed to somebody that wanted to kill him. Are you following what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So please, every human relationship must be processed in prayer. If you hear anybody say, I will never leave you till we'll be friends forever, pray for that person. Because those words will be tested. Are you following what I'm saying here? To pass that as they came, when David returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all the cities of Israel singing, dancing. Problem women have caused. You see, to meet King Saul. But what can he have more than the kingdom? And the Bible says, and Saul eyed David from that day forward. That's witchcraft. You know that? Witchcraft is an evil eye. Okay? And Saul cast the javelin for, he said, I will smite David. That's to kill him. Even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice. This is why you should pray, that you may lead a quiet and a peaceable life in all godliness and what? Honesty. Don't live for government spaces. Don't say my boss said he's my favorite. He can change in 24 hours. And the Bible says the wrath of the king is as messengers of death. It can ruin a career.